Hey guys, Adam aka CSRadical here, and welcome to Let's Talk, a series where we take a topic and beat the shit out of it, I guess. Last topic we did was about fanboys and fangirls, because that's the easiest topic to take a shot at. And the other reason why I did it first is because I saw a lot of stuff at Con Bravo, which, again, is a convention that happens in Hamilton every year, that attracts about almost 5,000 people every year, and it's usually a bunch of YouTubers. And the last one was about how fangirls, honestly, make things way too hard than everything has to be. Another thing that happened at Con Bravo, which also led me to making this video, was the cosplay. And, there's a whole can of worms that can be opened up in that. Specifically, though, I want to focus on the negatives to it. Because obviously it's easier to take shots at that than anything else. And so that's why I'm going to get the positives out of the way quickly, I guess. I love the fact that people will cosplay. It's amazing to me that people love something that much that they will dress up as something from it so that they can be recognized as, this is my thing. I almost did it at Con Bravo this year, but I couldn't get a costume in fast enough because I am incapable of doing anything in terms of creating clothing, so there is no way of me being able to ever participate in that stuff without buying stuff. That's a negative I'll get into later, too, because of something like that. When it comes to cosplaying, I think with my idea, it's more like it's something to do and something to kind of make you, I guess, essentially, pretty much just feel like you're a part of something. Like you are participating in something. Because, yeah, the things obviously that I dress up, if I wanted to dress up as something, they would be things that I have a value to, but at the same time, it's not something that I'm doing because this is what I aspire to be or want to be, that kind of thing. And it's usually not something that would be something in terms of, this means a lot to me, so I need to put this on as like a part of me kind of thing. It's more like something fun. That's how I consider cosplay. There are people that make a business out of it. There are people that make a business making these things. There are people that make a business being a cosplayer. And that's awesome. The greatest positive to me is the fact that people are comfortable enough being, there's a lot of people that are very socially inept, and yet they still have the confidence to dress up as something that is completely abnormal from anything in normal societal life and feel comfortable in that, which is amazing. I had a lot of fun at Con Bravo dealing with a lot of cosplayers because people were so happy to be in those things, and when they got noticed and some people wanted to take pictures or videos of them, they were really cool about it because they're like, holy crap, people really understand how awesome this is to me. I get that. That's awesome. But we have to delve into the negative side because you can only talk nice for so long, as we've learned. It is so easy to talk about the negatives than it is about the positives. The biggest and most glaring negative that there ever is in cosplaying is the harassment that comes with it. This is predominantly female cosplayers, but make no mistake, this happens to men as well. But men, being masculine, macho, whatever you want to say, most of them will never admit if it ever happens to them. Girls will, because unlike men, they're not afraid to talk when shit gets personal. So, it's disgusting to have to walk up to cosplayers at my first convention ever, and because of stories I've heard, because of things I've heard on podcasts, on videos, about just how bad things can be with harassment to women especially at conventions, I should say, when they're cosplaying, to have to go up and to make sure I reinforce to every person I go up to and saying, this is, I'm doing this for a montage that I'm going to put in a video when I recap my Con Bravo, all the things that I saw. There was one specific cosplayer that I felt like I had to be very careful on how I treaded with. There were a lot of ones that I skipped because I didn't want to make them feel uncomfortable or make them think that I was doing anything other than just getting footage for a montage. But there was a girl that was dressed up as Tharja from Fire Emblem Awakening, and it was probably the best Tharja costume I've ever seen. And I keep up with a lot of cosplaying stuff, so I see a lot of stuff. And that costume made me go, wow, that is dead on. That was amazing. But at the same time, as we also see with Tharja's costume, it also has a bit of room for cleavage. Which naturally is one reason that a lot of harassment will come out. So I was very careful about how I talk with this person. I tried not to seem like I was looking too creepy or too eager to get a picture. I try to be myself whenever I talk with people, so I said, that's really cool, do you mind if I get a shot of that? Because I want to do a montage of all the cosplayers that I see and really like here. And the other part that I should have said is I'm a huge Fire Emblem guy, so, to see this is awesome. But, I just kind of went there. But I had to, I felt like I almost needed to keep reinforcing it. This is for a montage. Montage. I swear I'm not going to whack off to this. I swear I'm not going to do anything with it. I swear. Because you hear so much. And you know that there are girls out there that hear that and think, man, if I dress up sexy at all, am I going to have to deal with this bullshit? Which they never should have to. Which is why it's incredible to me that people have the audacity to go to conventions, and there are people that do this. Do not think that this is untrue. Do not think that this is false and I'm fabricating, making shit up. I guarantee you, at every convention this is true. There are people, especially major ones, there are people that will pay money solely to go to that thing with little or no interest in what's actually there, but to hook up and bang a cosplayer over that weekend. I fucking guarantee you that there are men, especially men, that go there for the sole purpose of finding, a ditzy, especially, if it's like a game booth kind of thing. They'll look for like some ditzy or some really like over boob, like fucking massive implant boobage. Whatever they can find that they think they have a shot at sticking their dick in because they have that fantasy that they can't fulfill in their own mind, but they have to do it for real because we all know everyone wants to bang a Sailor Moon. Well, if we could make a carbon copy of the legitimate Sailor Moon, then that would make a little bit of sense, but as somebody else that's just dressing up because they're a big fan of Sailor Moon, no. If you want to bang a Sailor Moon really bad, find a real girlfriend and see if she likes it so she'll dress up as that. Then you can. But until that point, if you see someone dressed up as Sailor Moon, back the fuck off. Or if anything, be nice. Say that's a really cool costume. I'm a huge Sailor Moon maybe they're dressing up as Popeye, I don't know. Sailor Moon fan. And you go on your fucking way. But instead, there are people that go that extra length, try to get them into their hotel room, and if they fail, they will go even further and get into the realm of sexual harassment. Groping, even. And the fact, too, that a lot of these conventions don't handle it properly is astonishing to me. Because you would think in the year 2014, where we have pretty much almost 100%. Obviously, it's possible that it may never get to this point, but we have made very good strides from the early 1900s to making women feel like they are just as important in this world as men are. Unfortunately, women still get paid less, but that is a whole nother fucking conversation for another day. But you would think in this day and age that it wouldn't be that hard to be able to take steps at a place where you know that this shit's going to happen, to have people there that can deal with this. That security that will actually take it seriously and actually have charges laid out, because that is a fucking crime to sexually harass, including touch. If it's unwanted, that's fucking that is close rape. That is very close to rape. And in some cases it can be. Especially if you really go out of hand. The fact that people have to talk about this as an issue is disgusting when you think about it. At the end of the day, they're not your fucking girlfriend, guys. They're not your boyfriend girls. If they ain't yours, you ain't touching them. What do you go when you go to a strip club? You can look at the girls, but you can't touch the girls. But because it's in a public place, and there's no rules up there that say you can't, other than common fucking sense, they'll still do it. Because that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? But what do I know? I'm just using my half a brain that I only use half the time. We'll see. The other thing that I find that's really negative, and this is more of a side thing, there was a show that was out on, I think it was Sci-Fi. There was a cosplay show, a reality show kind of thing, where it would follow a bunch of people like that would go to all these major conventions and enter those big contests that, there's a prize at the end, like a money prize at the end of it and all that kind of shit. And it's really cool to see the stuff that people come up with. But what you see behind the scenes, if it's true, and I try not to believe everything reality TV shows off, but the culture that you see in a show like that, and because I don't know enough of it, but what my first impression is from the culture behind the scenes for that kind of stuff is really just absolutely disgusting to me. The biggest thing that I found when I watched a show like that is the snobbery when it came to people who make their own stuff, rather than people who just buy it because they don't have the skill to do it. I get the idea. I understand in a contest that there should be precedence taken over for the people who actually made their own stuff, because if it looks just as good as a costume somebody bought, then yeah, the person who made it should be getting the credit. They should be the one winning. But the fact that people shame others in that show, especially if they don't make every piece that they go into. Like in one case, I can't remember what it was, whether it was a belt, a skirt, or something, but there was a piece of clothing that the girl did not make. And the judges were like, oh, you didn't make that? And just kind of went, ugh. How could you, try to lie to us like that? For fuck's sakes, people, not everyone in the world is a fucking master craftsman. Not everybody's a master sewer. Not everybody can be the best at something that very few people actually are. There's a reason people buy costumes. Because they don't have the time, the money, or the skill to make it themselves. Because I guarantee you, if I tried to make a costume that I could just buy off the store for $100, it would cost me more than $100. You know why? Because I keep fucking up. So I'd have to try again, and again, and again, and then I'd fail, and then I don't have a costume to wear. So if I pay for it, it solves me the problem. Don't have to think about it. Don't have to worry about it. Costume comes there. It fits me. Perfect. I'm set. Don't gotta stress about anything. So when it comes all together, it's always such an amazing culture that we have cosplaying out there. It's great. I love the fact that people are so comfortable that they will dress up as what they want and be in a place where people think that's normal. That's acceptable. And that's the thing I love about conventions now. Because it's a place where people can be whatever they feel like being, and nobody's going to shame them for it. At no point did I ever see someone go, oh, why is she wearing that? Or, oh, what a stupid costume. No one ever said that. And if someone did, I wish I could have heard it so I could smack them across the fucking face and say, look, that's their taste. That's what they like. If you got a problem, fuck off. It's not your business. Especially when girls want to dress up in outfits. And unfortunately, because we do live in a society where sex sells, so most of the time girls are scantily-clad, and they are trying to be as realistic as the source material, so naturally they'll wear the scantily-clad outfit. And some of them do, yes, I get that some of them are doing this for attention. There's no doubt in my mind that there are girls that dress up because they want people to look, because they want people to go up to them and ask for photographs and all this shit. But does that mean it's okay for people to harass them, to even go to the point of touching them? It's why I love that conversation when girls get raped, but they're dressing really sexy, and people will immediately go, oh, well, she had it coming to her because she was asking for it, that kind of thing. The word asking, or the phrase asking for it, is the dumbest fucking phrase I have heard in any case put out there. No one asks for anything. And if someone would ever go up to a person and say, I would like you to rape me, this is I'm just going to quickly put this out there. I know that there are people that a kink to them is pseudo-rape, I guess, essentially. Where I love that idea of people that apparently it's a fetish to them to be raped. Well, at the end of the day, if you like being raped, is it really rape at that point? Because if you're enjoying it, it's not. Because rape is not something people enjoy. Rape is not good sex. It's fucking criminal. And the fact that there are people out there that will go to conventions with the sole purpose of trying to accomplish such a feat is disgusting on levels that I can't imagine. And the fact that at this day and age we can't solve this problem still, or at least take necessary steps to try to prevent it, at least in the case of security taking it seriously, which from what I've heard from all these horror stories is not fucking true, and then we're failing as a motherfucking society, aren't we? I don't understand why it's so hard to believe that if a person dresses up sexy, that doesn't necessarily mean they're looking for sex. That's a whole conversation we can get into at another point, but I'll leave it with this. Especially with women, if she looks good, that doesn't necessarily mean she's there as a sex object. That doesn't mean she's looking for romance. That doesn't mean she's looking for anything at all. At the end of the day, that's just what she likes to dress as. Excuse me. I can't imagine that the girl in the Tharja costume that I saw at Con Bravo actually wanted attention, wanted people to stare at her cleavage because it was there. Because that's just the Tharja costume in a nutshell. No, I guarantee you she dressed up as Tharja because she loves Tharja, because that is like one of her favorite characters, I assume. And at no point do I ever imagine that she would ever want people to get close to her, be creepy, and even get to the point of trying to cop a feel. Because who the fuck would want that? So anyway, like and subscribe to the video as always. Like the video and subscribe as always. My question to you guys is quite simple, but I have a feeling that this might raise a couple eyebrows. When it comes to female cosplayers, I'm going to stick to female because it's a much easier issue to sink your teeth into. What is your first impression when you see a costume that is being worn as a sexy idea? So we're talking like the Jessica Negri kind of stuff, where she's dressed up as Juliet from Lollipop Chainsaw, that kind of deal. We're not talking like, you know, Samus suit, not the Zero suit, I'm talking regular suit. I'm talking blatantly sexy outfits. So what do you think when that happens? And be honest. I don't even care if you decide to be a creepo and say, oh, it just turns me on. Be honest. If you want my general opinion, it's pretty simple. I think if she looks good, she looks good. If I think it's too much, it might be too much. But at the end of the day, I don't care. That's what she wanted to dress up as. And in a place like Con Bravo, for example, that's allowed. And at no point should anybody be scoffing at it. At no point should anybody be looking at it differently. It's someone who wanted to do it. Let them do it. So, that's another edition of Let's Talk. Next one will probably be internet trolling and commenters. It may change, but who knows. And because I didn't mention it the last time, if you have any ideas that you would like to throw in the pot, also leave it in the comments. Or tweet it to me, put it in my email inbox, doesn't matter. Wherever you want to get a contact to me, let me know if you want me to do a certain topic. If I dig it, I'll do it. So anyways, guys, I'm Adam, aka CSRadical, and thanks for watching. Take her easy.